My bad, Oos. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Guys, we are less than 10 subs away from 2,000. So if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it'd be much appreciated on my end. But it's Elimination Chamber season. As we all know, we have all these different people trying to qualify to get in the Elimination Chamber to hopefully punch their ticket to WrestleMania. And there's none different than these three individuals who are Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman, and Damian Priest, who are in a triple threat in the main event of tonight's episode of Smackdown to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Now, we have Smackdown be kicked off by Cody Rhodes, and he's talking about that basically, and he's laying out all the individuals who are trying to qualify for the chamber match, and he's naming all these people, John Cena, Logan Paul, and he gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre, because when Cody Rhodes was naming all these people who are in the mix for this chamber match, he didn't really put enough respect on Drew McIntyre's name. And Drew, being the petty king that he is, addressed that. As I said in a bunch of previous different videos that I've done, Drew McIntyre is my favorite character currently in the WWE. I found him the most interesting out of all the people on the roster that is on the show right now. And we get an interruption by Jacob Fatu, who, like I said, is in the main event tonight of SmackDown, who is trying to qualify for this chamber. And he's naming the people who are in the match, and he's saying he's going to dog walk them, and he's going to bring the championship back to his family. And before he could really get into more detail, we see on the Titantron that Solo Sikoa, doing his best Batista tribute with his outfit, is pulling up to the arena. And we see Cody Rhodes about to walk back to the back where Solo is at. And he gets held back by Jacob Fatu. And he tells Cody, he's like, I'm going to get the first word with Solo. If anybody's going to get the first word, it's going to be me. And we see Cody tell him that you're going to get the first word, well, I'm going to get the last word. And we see in the middle of the show that Jacob is looking backstage for Solo. And we get to the locker room and we see a very contrite and a very humble Solo sitting in the locker room quietly. And Jacob confronts him. He says, look, man, I've been trying to tap in with you for the longest. What's been up? I've been hearing nothing from you. And you see Solo kind of breaking it down, saying, after Tribal Combat, where I lost to Roman Reigns at the Raw Netflix premiere, I ain't been the same, man. I lost to Ulafalu. I let my family down, but I'm good now. And what's most important is Jacob qualifying for the chamber and bringing the championship back to his family. And they are stronger as one than they are apart. And we see Jacob about to leave, and Solo grabs him by the arm, and he tells Jacob, I love you, Jacob. And we don't see Jacob say it back. Right? Ever since Solo's been gone, we see Jacob really spread his wings and show off that he doesn't need Solo. And I feel like Solo sensed that. Jacob's really had a lot of positive momentum behind his back. He's been making moves. He's been getting really over by the crowd as a solo act. We saw tonight in the segment with Cody Rhodes, there was getting a loud Fatu chant, which is crazy when you got one of the most over guys on the entire roster in the ring with him, right? And I like that dynamic, that I don't need you energy anymore. That's what we got with this backstage segment. So we get to the main event for this triple threat match, and it's like a big monster truck, rally. You got all these big guys just mashing and, all these different, chaotic moments in the match. And we get to a point where Solo makes his presence known in the main event. He's trying to help Jacob win this match, but he accidentally costs Jacob the match. And we have Damian Priest win this triple threat. It's looking like right now we are heading towards Solo versus Jacob at WrestleMania. And I think that's a good spot for both of these guys. They're not in the title picture, but this is a compelling story. This is an added layer to this never-ending bloodline story that they got going on. And I think this is a big spot for Jacob. This is a guy, if we think about less than 2 years ago, right, was in MLW, was on the outside looking in, and he's only been in WWE for a short period of time, but he's really made a name for himself. That's credit to him. And I think having a big match against Solo Sikoa, who spent a lot of time on WWE TV last year and was basically the flag bearer of the bloodline, with Roman having this part-time schedule, I think that's a good opportunity for him. I think what would be the interesting plays at WrestleMania, we have just Jacob just decimate Solo, right? And Solo right now is a guy who's not in the good graces of Roman Reigns, doesn't look to be in the good graces of Jacob Fatu, especially after tonight, right? I'm interested in this lone wolf, man without an island story that they're telling with Solo. And if he gets decimated by Jacob at WrestleMania, it kind of furthers that, and it leaves a very unknown path for Solo. And I'm always interested in the unknown. With wrestling, it feels as if, especially if you're somebody who watches it on a weekly basis, you can kind of telegraph where things are going. And Solo being a guy who's just a man without a tribe, it's a lot less predictable, and it's something that intrigues me a lot more than Solo winning or anything else in that manner. But what do you guys think, right? How do you feel about Solo not qualifying for the Elimination Chamber? How do you feel about the return of Solo Sikoa? Is Jacob Fatu the next up in the bloodline? And yeah. I just like doing the noise. All right. But let me know in the comment section, guys. Like the video, hit the subscribe button. Like I said earlier, we are less than 10 subs away from 2,000. So if you could hit that subscribe button, it would be much appreciated on my end. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.